welcome to Wolf Farms. I'm Dawn, also known as Knittin' Wolf.
And I'm James, also known as Wolf Photo. And this is Tippy. I think Q-Tip. We've had her on the show before, but today is her 18th birthday. And
she can watch R-rated movies.
Yeah, she's legal to vote now. But yeah, so she's 18. She still acts like a kitten, though. I mean, she's very healthy, has no issues whatsoever, and but yeah, so she's 18 today, and
she's Daddy's girl.
Yeah, but she doesn't like to be held too long, so we want to get started with her and wish her a happy birthday. And
same day as Lauren's. They're almost the same age.
Wow, look at that.
We have a cat almost the same age as Limnit Crochet. I'm just kidding.
But she's all black. Okay. Yeah, she only handles so much holding.
She told you.
Yeah, she's a grumpy
she didn't
girl
want her
sometimes.
tail shown, did she?
Yeah, she's the reason why she called Q-Tip. We may have mentioned this when we had her on before, but she's all black except the tip of her tail is white. So we called her Q-Tip, like the Q-Tip swab. So, but yeah, so she's 18 now, and she still plays like a kitten. That's the funniest thing. She'll get down and
loves tennis balls, and
yeah,
she gets them in between her two, her tummy, and
she's the only one of our cats that plays like that. The other ones are not playful, so we call her our kitten. But she's 18 today, so happy birthday to Tip. This podcast, we'll get on to our normal stuff, but this podcast is brought to you by Wolf Farms. You can find us on the internet at wolffarms.net. And this month's scent of the month is torrential rain, so you can get 25% off everything in our shop that is scented with the torrential rain fragrance. So soaps, lotions, bath salts, candles. So, swing on by, get a good savings on that, and our other items that are on sale. But
you can watch this podcast on Roku, on Blip, on YouTube,
iTunes,
on wolffarms.blogspot.com, on iTunes.
I think we're pretty much
everywhere
we can
show
stick
notes
our
are in the Ravelry group, Wolf Farms on Ravelry, so that's where you can find everything we mention and all the links. And
yeah, so you don't have to try and keep notes as you watch because you're too busy laughing. We tend to get a little crazy here, so. But yeah, welcome to new viewers. Thanks for stopping by, and welcome back to our returning viewers. So I guess we'll get this show underway. Huh?
So farm happenings.
Farm happenings. Well, we already had part of the farm happenings, which was Q-Tip's birthday.
Yep.
18 years old.
And Randy's birthday is on the 15th.
Oh yeah, so
2 days. He'll be 2.
Yeah,
seems like a lot longer.
Yeah.
Randy is our Vietnamese potbelly pig, so we've shown him.
Yeah. So he's 2, and I think they live forever. I think. Yeah, he's happy outside.
Yes, he is much happier.
Yeah, he's got his pig chateau, which you've seen in the past, and he's full of blankets because it's now getting.
Yeah, lately after he eats, I haven't even told you this, and of course I know when I go to grab the camera, he's going to stop. But as soon as he finishes his meal, he sticks his nose on the ground and goes round and round and round. It kind of looks like he's chasing his tail. My ear's buzzing. But he actually has his nose on the ground, and it leaves a circle. And it's been every time after he gets done eating. I have no idea what he's doing.
Yeah, well.
Crop circles.
And there's your circle for the day. But I didn't know that. I have to watch. Sneak out there with the camera and see if he'll do it. He acts differently when I'm out there than when you're out there. So he's my buddy, and I always give him treats, and he knows that. So every time I'm out there, he's always coming up and looking for the goodies. Yeah. So, but he's pretty funny sometimes. So. So
yeah, last week I had mentioned the iPad app, iPod, whatever app. I mean, you can get it on everything, called Evernote. And a couple people mentioned how I get kind of excited over things. Well, I must have spurred someone else on.
Yeah, because I started using the Evernote mainly for work stuff, because I have a lot of stuff going on, a lot of projects and a lot of information that I need to keep track of, and what people are doing and stuff. So I started using Evernote, and so I've got it on my phone, and I actually have a little netbook that I've been using for meetings. I've asked work to buy me an iPad, so I'll be getting one of those soon. But I did notice the difference. There's actually a difference in Evernote from the iPad version and the Windows version, and that the Evernote on the Windows version has where you can do handwritten notes. You can actually switch over, and if you have a touch screen, you can actually do handwritten notes and save those as, like you're jotting down on a piece of paper. The iPad version doesn't have
Because you
that.
came home so excited to show me this, I was,
I was
doing
like,
laundry and he's bringing
this
it.
is great.
Look, you got to see this.
My netbook doesn't have a touchpad, so I have to, if I want to do that, I have to use a mouse or something to try and write, which is pretty impractical. So I just type in the stuff in there, and but I brought it up. I'm like, I don't know why it doesn't do this, but for some reason the iPad version doesn't have where you can write down and do hand notes, which would be a nice addition to Evernote. And they may have another, you have to buy the program to do that or something. I don't know. But on the Windows version, they have it. So if you have a touch screen type Windows computer, you could actually use that for, a little slate or tablet type thing. You can actually take notes, because we have some Windows-based computers at work that are touch screen like that you could actually do and write notes and stuff. I don't have one, but I'm probably going to end up with an iPad. So I will miss out on that anyways. So
I'm sure
see.
they'll do an update with that.
I hope. I'll have to start looking around, because I was kind of shocked that it didn't have that feature. I'm like, oh, this is so cool, But yeah, so I've been using that, because you can attach pictures and PDFs and different things to your notes and stuff. So it actually, I started using that this week, and it's actually worked out pretty well, because I can, even if I don't have my netbook or I use in my desktop computer, I have my phone and I can bring up all my notes from there. So if something comes up and someone needs to know something about, I just go to I have it organized by project, so I have different projects going on. So I just go to the project, I can tell them, anything about that, and, where it's at, and contact people and who's working on this, and this is pretty nice.
Well, it's neat also. You can print from it, you can fax it, you can email it, you can...
Yeah, you could actually, if you get the Pro version, which is the paid version, you can actually have multiple people updating the same note. So you could actually do team project type things on it. I know you wouldn't be concerned with that, but for work, might be something that I may look into, to have everybody that's working on a project for me start using that, putting notes in it and stuff. So, yeah, because we use Google at work, but I hate Google apps. Google apps are the worst. Email is great. The calendar works good, but the apps that they have, they leave a lot to be desired. So, but I like the Evernote a lot. So, yeah. So that's been using that. Good stuff. But it would be nice if they had the handwritten notes, because it's a lot quicker sometimes in meetings for me to jot down things and
Kind of like a little chicken.
Little chipmunk.
I guess Mumble, he just got chased by one of the roosters. So.
No, yeah, he came after me. He went after me twice this morning, and I was having a talk with him afterwards, explaining to him that it's not too far down the road to the dump.
Just out of the blue. I mean, he'll just run and jump with their back claws and...
Yeah, he went and got my leg, but it just got my jeans. But yeah, everybody's touchy outside today. I don't know, all the birds, the turkeys are fighting each other, and the guinea geese were going after Mumble after I, kicked him away because he was attacking me, and they went after him, and then the cucamarans were going after. I was like, it's a wild day on the farm. Everybody up in arms today, probably because it's cold. We're down in the teens now, so temperature-wise. To us, that's cold. I know that you guys would be in shorts and a t-shirt in some areas because that'd seem warm to you, but we were down to, I think, 18 degrees this morning, so they were calling for 13 degrees, which happens almost never.
Yeah.
But it was 18 out here, and that's still pretty cold for us, so.
Well, Sadie sent me that snow picture, Sadie of the Yarnivore podcast. I mean, deep snow.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, make a snow angel.
Yeah.
And she goes, I need snow pants. And I'm like, nah, in California we do it in jeans.
Yeah, well, we could go up to we're surrounded by mountains here, and we can go up and play in the snow for the day. And like I said, the nice thing here where we live is that if we get snow, it lasts like maybe 2 days. Long enough to play in, but not long enough to be a pain. So, those people that have to shovel snow every day and they have snow blowers, it's like, we feel sorry for you. Here, we get it for, a day or two, long enough to make a snowman and run around and play in the snow. And then in 2 days it melts off because it doesn't ever stay cold enough to stick around. But yeah, our temperature, we're actually, getting our winter weather now. So and it's supposed to be cold for the next couple of days. I mean, cold to us. Let me explain. That's to us. In terms of California weather, where it's always sunny and warm, it's 18 degrees is cold. So, but yeah, so that's pretty much, I think, the farm happenings this week. Been a pretty, normal week this week because I went back to work. So.
Well, I've been kind of under.
Yeah,
I've had bad allergy reactions. So.
Yeah.
Benadryl has been my friend. Then the couch.
Yeah, well, that's where you need to be if you're not feeling good. So.
Yeah. So, in the coop.
In the coop.
Wow.
We got a table
is full. So, in the coop, I'll go with my Scrappy Happy blanket. And this is a Shelly King pattern. And this is a never-ending project. I did 5 squares, and I always have my double points right there. They're ready to go.
Ready to go.
And I did 5, and these were all gifted to me by Quilter Caroline. So there's the blackish gray, the pink, the different shades of gray, the variegated turquoise, and then the pink and gray. So those 5.
Are you coming up on a corner here?
I have no idea. It's so huge.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. There's this much left of
you're going to be bringing it in. And
yeah. And this is, 7.5 feet long? And
it's going to be big.
Because I had fun. I just kept going long. So, yeah.
Well.
But it's fun. So this week was all Quilter Caroline's. And I have one more of her color, and then I'll move on to probably knit grams. I think hers is the other one that's in here. So, and this is in my useful things bag.
Yeah, that's
just
your bigger one of your.
Perfect.
As I say, that's one of your bigger bags, and that thing's pretty big,
packed,
and it keeps getting larger. So
yeah, it might have to eventually have a different
tote
one.
bag.
So then oh yeah, that would be something else. For spinning, before I forget, because I know I will, I am doing some Corydale that Apple Blossom SF of the Apple Blossom and You podcast Sarah sent me. It's a gradient. Did I say Corydale?
I think you did.
I thought I did. I wasn't sure. So, but I can't detach it because I'm going to spin it all onto one bobbin, and then I'm going to chain ply it. Yeah.
Isn't it called Indian ply?
Navajo.
Navajo ply.
Yeah, Navajo chain ply. Okay. So, yeah, it's pretty.
Doesn't that turn into about like a 3-ply when you do it that way?
Yeah. So I don't know yet what I want to do with it. I'm just spinning it. And it's spinning so nice. Yeah. That's going to be a really pretty...
Well, you've been enjoying your spinning here lately.
Well, that's one of my goals, was to at least do 15 minutes a day.
Yeah.
So.
And you've been doing good at that because you've been.
Yeah. I make sure
Nice
I
and
check
relaxing
my,
and.
yeah, I get obsessed though because I'm like, oh, just one more, just
When
a
I
little
can't
bit
find
more.
her, I come over and we're at her spinning wheel. Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm
She's
hidden in
quiet,
the corner.
yeah. Camped out in
Because
our.
usually the earbuds are in my ear, and
Yeah, you're in your own little world
Yeah.
and not responding, and not in our normal area where you sit to knit. So, so we got to go hunting for you.
so another thing that's in my coop is it's the Wasabi Pug by
Got to get your patterns out. Huh?
yeah, forgot. Wasabi Bug Pug by Rebecca Danger. That's her old name. Wasabi the Gregarious Pug. And this was, I won this on the Knittin' in the Sun podcast, Amanda, on one of her contests she had for her podcast.
Why don't you bring up one of the larger pictures? You can see it.
Oh, because this way it showed all of them.
Ah,
Isn't he cute? And I'm making a baby pug.
a baby pug.
Baby pug, because he's turning out teeny weeny.
Yeah, he isn't that big.
I don't know why. Because I'm doing it in Simply Soft because I wanted it soft.
Makes sense.
So I have the body done. That kind of looks like a tooth.
Stop there. Give it to
Hey,
your
it's
dentist.
a tooth. You know, you could put a little pocket here and it could be the tooth fairy. And I have
Your fillings.
2 arms. So yeah, there. It's just
Yeah,
2
there.
arms. And then I'm working on his tail. And these are Knitter's Pride Dreams in size 4. And it's got one of my markers from Lori, a Jilby marker. So, yep.
Cool.
So it's been fun. I lost an arm. Can't lose appendages.
Yeah.
And I stuffed as I went. You're supposed to do this inside out 3-needle bind off, and I'm like, I don't like how that looks. So I stuffed him as I went because
That's easier.
I'm real nitpicky on the stuffing. I will restuff this. I don't like any lumps or bumps or
Princess and the Pea.
yes.
That explains it all.
Yep. And so I Kitchenered the top because it just looks much smoother. There's no lump or... So, yeah. Cool. So that's him. It's in my bird legs, trick bag. Bearded rooster.
Yeah.
So I got to get some of this stuff off
Table.
the old table. The next project is in the No Maker's tote.
Do we have both our projects in there?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
You're looking shocked.
were you going to show my project or something? Because I knew mine was in there and I didn't.
So these are on J hooks, and mine is 50 stitches. His is 40 because I don't know how to measure. This is for the Snuggle project with the Yarnivore I can talk today. Podcast, thank you. With Sadie Blue Bruin, We Shoot Stars on Plurk. And, you guys, we're offering Volmites for this contest.
Yes.
So,
Get your
you need to
snuggles
enter in. You need to get some snuggles in. And
the dogs will thank you.
yep, and we also got a prize from Amanda, which is Elizabeth Quinton Designs. She has the Knittin' in the Sun. She just sent, here's her card. She just had an update too the other day. And she sent this cute little box bag for a prize. And it's got the cute little polka dot handle, and that's the inside fabric. So there's 2 prizes plus a Wolf Farm gift certificate. And she had sent me a bag too. But if we get a lot of Snuggles, I might enter this, this might be another prize too.
Yeah, and we'll throw in other Wolf
And
Farm
other prizes. So
stuff. So
the more entries we have,
yeah.
Don't
feel like there's only 1 or 2 prizes. The more entries we have, we'll throw more
that's when
prizes
we'll
out
add
there.
more.
So fill up that thread with Snuggles.
Yeah, and don't forget when you enter in our group the picture of your Snuggle to also go into Sadie's group and enter the picture because she's going to have tons of prizes too. So, and just there's so many, homeless animals. Well, they are homeless, that, they're just in wire cages or just concrete ground. And if they have something warm to snuggle up with, because concrete's cold, no matter if they're in an enclosed building or, whatever. Got a weird kid looking over here.
Farmer Jim is sitting off
We have
camera
an
here
audience.
giving us a stare down.
So this is one of my Snuggles that I worked on this week. It's actually 18 inches, but I know where I donated last year. It didn't matter. That looks kind of neat in the camera. I hadn't seen that. It kind of looked zigzaggy. And this is just 50 stitches, chain crocheted, and I did
Are you doing?
3 single crochets here.
You're doing 2 strands.
And then just double crochet. So it's probably half done.
Yeah.
But I was kind of doing this in order to know how many for him to, cast on. Yeah. Sadie lays right on my arm as I'm trying to, her head is like right here, so I'm trying to.
Yeah, she likes to snuggle.
Yeah, she is.
She has to be next to and on top of someone.
Yeah, usually me.
Yeah, even though she's my dog.
Yes. So what's in your coop?
Okay, well, I have learned, I am now a hooker. I have learned how to crochet. So I started my Snuggle, and this is my first attempt at crochet, and I think we did 2 single chains here, right? Or did we do 3?
You learned how to chain first.
Yeah, we did the chain.
You did.
Single.
2 or 3 single crochets?
2.
2.
2 single crochets.
2 rows of single crochet. Yeah.
And then the double crochet.
Yeah.
And I'm doing 2 strands of yarn per
held
thing.
Together, so it makes it. I am too, and it makes
thicker.
It gushier.
Yeah.
Gushy.
So I'm learning, and I had a challenge with the 2 because the hook wasn't holding onto the second all the time, and
yeah, I don't start you off easy too.
But yeah, it started coming together, and Dawn was showing me the different things, and so I would go along, and I'd get to the end, and I'd have her help me finish up the end and come back around, and then she went to bed, and so I finished up the row, and I actually did the chain 3, and then come back around and do the double crochet. So I did a whole end and around, and finished up another row when she was already asleep. I thought, I better stop there and have her check, because I did this last night to see if I was doing it correctly. And it's not perfect, of course, because it's my first one, but the dog won't care. It'll be
Dog
warm.
Or cat.
Yeah.
Yours is 40 stitches.
Oh, okay.
So.
Okay, so yeah, but it's coming along, and it actually goes pretty quick to, this, I don't remember how long it took me, but I'm learning, so it's,
Yeah, that's what's going to take longer. So.
Once I got going, get the hat, the pattern rhythm of doing it, it was coming along, and I just got to figure out getting the tension right, so I don't keep catching the yarn I'm pulling through, it's coming along. This should get wrapped up pretty quick, because like I said, the crochet stuff.
Well, and you can do this more watching TV. Because the Zuzu's pedal that you're working on, that's like full concentration.
I've got an idea. She wants me to watch Downton's Abbey. She's addicted now. And so she wants to go back and start me at the beginning. So that would be a good show for me to do Zuzu pedal.
So bad.
So
we've actually been watching Castle.
Yeah.
We're on season 2. Castle.
Yeah.
And that has Nathan Fillion from Firefly. And one of the episodes was the Halloween episode, and he actually comes in his Firefly outfit.
Yeah.
And it just sounded cool.
Yeah, they had a homage to Firefly on there
that was
with him
neat.
dressed up, and he was a space cowboy or what it was. I think that's what he called himself. But so yeah, I'm
But
sure.
this you can do while watching TV, you know.
Not when I'm learning. I had to pay attention, but yeah, once I got going, it was actually pretty easy. So it's coming along. So at least one dog or cat will get a snuggle from me, you know. But it actually is really quick. You know, the crochet goes a lot quicker than the knitting. So, and I did not. I got distracted this week. I'll explain in my Squeal Like a Pig portion. So I didn't get to work on Zuzu Pedal at all. So that's my only.
It's now 2 weeks. You have.
I know. I've been.
Shame.
I might forget how to knit. I have to start back at the basics. Do a washcloth or something and get back into the hang of it. But no, actually the problem is I got distracted. So you'll hear about that later.
So flown the coop. I did a pretty big thing this week, but it's secret. And it's not even here anymore. I did it and it's gone. So eventually I will mention it if I remember. You know, can't remember poop no more. So, but another thing I did is I did 4 ounces of Polworth in the Highland Handmaids Pitch Pine Top, and the colorway is called Just Before Dawn. And I did this, I've been trying to really spin worsted. Not worsted style to get worsted weight. That's more what I meant. And I actually nailed it again. I got exactly 12 wraps per inch, just like I did on that spun right round that I showed last week. So 12 wraps per inch, and I got 146 yards. And it almost made like a gradient from the gray. It's not gradient. What's the word? The pink's a gradient because it's just all pinks. This is gray and blues.
Variegated?
No. I can't think of the word I'm wanting.
I don't know.
But
Not reading your mind today,
no,
I guess.
No. But Jimmy already said, ooh, that's a hat. He wants it starting with the blues and to go up into the gray. And so I think I might do the Nantucket hat that I was gifted. The Laura Linneman pattern, so.
Yeah,
Yep,
so
I
that's
did that.
flown the coop.
That's flown. So, to market. I'm trying to see. Because you
Follow your
mentioned
nose.
that is going to be your Squeal Like a Pig, and I threw it there.
Oh,
So,
okay. Well, we'll figure it out. It'll be to market and Squeal Like.
I collect Amazon points. And I was actually saving all my
Anamon points. Just wait till you try and spend your Anamon points. See how far that goes.
because I was saving for a Kindle. But
I
you
messed
got-
that up on you.
So instead I had points, and I thought I really need a new purse. And, I've been kind of looking, and I really like Namaste bags. I've been using Namaste bags since I started knitting.
For quite some time.
Yeah, I have like every different style, and except the one that kind of looks like a bowling ball case. I didn't like that one. I sold it.
Yeah.
Yeah, ugh, it just fell open. I don't even remember the name of it. But this one is called, and the boys, James and Jimmy, they both call this my luggage. This is the Harlow bag. And this is the Caribbean blue. And it's looking blue on the screen. It's not. It has more green in real life.
Yeah, it's like a turquoise color, I guess.
Yeah. But there's pockets on the side here for like water bottles on each side. There's, the shoulder bag handle. There's also handle for the long, so you
strap
can have
handle.
the strap to crisscross because certain places, like if I go to the post office here because it's a bad area, I crisscross it on me. So they're going to have to yank my knitting away from me bodily. I'm coming with it. There's a zipper on the back here. There is a huge, I'm going to eat it, snap, which has 2 snaps, so if you only wanted one side, but a huge pocket here. There's 2 little flap pockets, which is perfect for your keys so they don't get lost inside. Keys and then cell phone.
And those are magnetic
yeah, they're
latches,
magnetic.
So.
They just instantly snap. That's one awesome thing about Namaste bags. Then there's a huge pocket right here. That's where the handle is. This is where peppermint candies go. And then on this side, there's 2, like for business cards.
Oh.
Or actually, this is what it says for your cell phone. But whenever I put my cell phone in my purse, I can't hear it. So, and then a huge, never-ending inside.
Yeah.
So.
Like Hermione on Harry Potter, you just keep reaching down and pulling stuff out.
So I love it. And it's like free. And the place was actually, I bought it through Amazon, but it's Love My Bag for chick mamas and sweet babies. So, yeah.
Cool.
So now I can go fill her up.
Yeah.
Yeah, my gray one was getting kind of ratty looking.
Yeah, you've had that one for quite a while.
Yeah,
you
long
don't switch around your bags very often, so you always use the same one until it dies.
Yeah. And then with some Christmas money, I got a wireless keyboard off of eBay for $17.
Yeah, $17.
It was like super cheap. So,
Yeah.
because I didn't know for sure if I would really ever use it, so I didn't want to spend a ton on it. So.
Well, I was suggesting that she get it because it will make it easier on her doing emails and stuff, and
Yeah.
she
So
still
it
hasn't
took me
learned.
half an hour to figure out how to use it.
She got it in the mail while I was at work, but she managed to figure out how to get it all connected without me there, which is fine. She still hasn't learned to take the keyboard over to the couch where she normally sits.
No, I will stand and use it.
Like,
It's connected.
Just set the keyboard over by the couch in your little knitting area. So if you need to send an email, you got your iPad there. You can just grab the keyboard and type.
Yeah.
And then, but
So that was an eBay.
an eBay purchase.
Yeah. So another eBay purchase because I'd actually bought one through Amazon, and I spent $38. But
explain what you bought because you had.
it's a case for the iPad.
Yeah.
I spent $40, points, because that's where I first used my points. But they, within the next day said, oh, well, we don't have those in stock. After I already got a shipping notification, which is bizarre.
It was it wasn't a day or two after that they
Yeah,
finally came back because you got the shipping notice and you were excited, it should be here any day. And then then you get an email 2 or 3 days after you actually did the purchase. Oh, it's not in stock. And
yeah, so they refunded me, and I'm like, oh, bummer, because I really wanted one that, because
yeah, well, we had gone shopping for cases. I
made me.
She's impatient, and I know she's impatient. And I said, at least let's go to the local store. We'll go to Best Buy and Staples and stuff, and you can look and handle cases, and you can find out what it is that you like and don't like about cases, because, online you don't have an opportunity to even touch them. So you don't know if you like something or not until you get it in your hand. So we went up to Staples and we went to Best Buy and looked at the different cases. We kind of knew what we were looking for. And so this gave Dawn an opportunity to see what she didn't like, which was all of the cases they had up that she didn't like.
Well, because I'd already gone online, read reviews, and picked some out that I wanted. Plus, I wanted pink. So,
but you had ordered.
my main thing was I wanted this to rotate. I wanted to be able to do it this way or this way. And there's only the one I had ordered, and then this one that I
Well, there are other ones that do it, but there's like a list of things, and
yeah.
And so that the first one that you had ordered through Amazon did all of that.
Yeah, and then it has these little ridges so it can
Adjust the
sit,
angle of
different angles. And this is real leather, real pink, real leather. And another really cool thing is it has this elastic, which none of those that he made me go look at had. So it keeps it,
keeps it closed.
Because I wanted something on the back, so when I put it on the headboard at night after I'm done using it,
it doesn't get scratched up.
We have a headboard that's not here.
But,
so yeah,
and that was an eBay purchase.
For $11,
Free shipping.
free shipping, everything, and they were in
And
California.
I think you like that better. Even
I like
better
this
than
better,
the one that you were going to get through Amazon for $40.
Yeah.
So
And the camera, everything works really. It's case crown, I think it was. I'm not sure. See, I just find it and I'm like, okay, here, eBay.
it's my job.
That's your job. Find it for me. So
But yeah, I know you're really enjoying that, and
yeah, it's cushy.
and it turns off when the case cover closes over. It turns off.
Yeah, whatever that was called. It has a
You're the
name.
one with the iPad. I don't have
know.
one.
So yeah.
Yeah, so
So
that was your
pretty cool.
shoe market.
That was my 2 market. Well, I guess another thing is, which was also my Squeal. These are kind of Squeal like a pig's and 2 markets because I get very, very excited when mail comes.
Yeah. Well, I guess I can go into my Squeal like a pig.
I wasn't done.
Oh, sorry.
My other Squeal like a pig was I got Audible. That was another thing I was
You
using.
didn't put that on the notes.
Yes, it's right here.
okay.
I can read it.
I was still in the 2 market
I
section.
know.
Sorry.
I said I'm combining them. I just got done saying that. So I've been kind of wanting Audible, but I'm cheap. I'm like, oh, that seems like so much money, $14.95 a month, when I don't even know if I would really use it. Because I've only listened to a couple audiobooks through the library, but most of the time they don't even work. You only get to listen to half the book.
You've had some challenges with the downloadable books.
And none of the new books. None of them. So
it's all the classics, and
Yeah.
you had issues with getting all the way through books. They wouldn't.
yeah, there's like 4 of them. But yeah. So anyways, they had a deal at $7.95 for 3 months. So I thought, oh well, that's 3 months. I can really give it a good trial run, see if I like it, and so I went and signed up, and then I'm like, they say pick a book, and I'm like, oh, easy, because there's the Tina Fey Bossy Pants I wanted, but that was only like 8 hours, and I'm like, oh, well, I want one that's, because it's the free book, so I was like, oh, you need more hours. So anyways, I got Outlander, which I've already listened to like 11 or 12 chapters, and I'm loving it so far.
Good.
So I will update y'all more on,
The stuff that
I can listen to it on my phone or the iPad or
any device you have that'll stream it. Huh?
Yeah, and you can speed it up if you want the author to talk faster, but I don't because it's in a nice Scottish accent, so it's like, So.
Get the full effect, huh?
Yeah. So, now what's your Squeal like a pig?
Okay, Squeal like a pig, 2 market. When I was on vacation here last week and the week before, I was planning on going on a trip out to Death Valley. There's a little backstory here, so you bear with me. And I was charging my batteries up for that and everything on the camera I have. And for some reason, I noticed this when we had company out. I went to get the camera and the batteries were completely dead, which is kind of unusual because I usually leave those charged up, and when they're low, so I charged them up, fully charged, put them in the camera. The next day, completely dead again. So this is my digital SLR. I thought, oh man, the batteries are dead. I've had it so long, the batteries are gone. So I ordered new batteries for it because my camera has a thing where it actually holds 2 batteries, so I have longer use and stuff. But so I actually load these up with 2 batteries, and both of them died, and I'm like, ah. So I ordered 2 new batteries for them, charged them up. Next day, completely dead. I'm like, oh, now the camera's broken. So the gears start turning. Excuse to get a new camera. Well, I managed to figure out, or at least get it so it's not an issue now. I think it was an issue with a switch on my camera that was in the on position. It shouldn't affect the batteries, but I think it was. So, but now it's working, but now it's unreliable. So I start looking around. I've actually been pondering getting a new camera, and so I decided to go ahead and get a new digital SLR. So I went to market and I got myself a new Canon digital SLR. So I've got this is my new camera. It's got the grip and everything that I like to use. I had the lens, but it's a nice new camera. My new toy. So I've been distracted this week playing with my new camera.
That's why there's been no knitting.
Yeah, no. Hey, I'm a photographer, so I got a new toy. But yeah, definitely this is nice. This is really a nice camera that I got, and I'm really happy with it because it's been a lot. I've been using the other one for years. I've had it for quite a while. And like I said, I've mentioned this before. You know, I tell people, don't upgrade unless you have a reason to. And I think with the battery starting to go out, because I don't know if there's an issue with the camera, I'd hate to be, drive 3-4 hours out to, someplace to go.
You do a lot of hiking photography.
Yeah,
you are out in the boondocks.
Yeah, I am disconnected from the outlet plug where I could charge the batteries up. So I would be, hours out of the way. I would have no access to do anything with charging these things up. And so I need something that's going to be reliable. And so I bought a camera. I've actually been looking at this. This is kind of on the higher end of things. But it's not the current, I mentioned this before, it's not the current version. It's like one step back from the current version that they have out today. But it definitely is a nice camera. It saves a little money because it's not the current version, but it's got all the bells and whistles and everything I could want on it. So that was my Squeal Like a Pig to market. But this has some specific features that I was wanting for my camera, which are not common in the average cameras that they sell today. So it's got all the neat stuff. So.
I can see.
I've been anxious.
You're trying to not squeal.
I've been anxious to get out and actually. So I've got trips planned. So next weekend, the trip I was going to take while I was on vacation. Next weekend, I'm actually going to go make with this camera, and I'm actually going to take my other camera out too. I'm going to actually convert that one, my old digital SLR, to infrared. It actually changed the filter, and in the old days of film, they used to sell infrared film, and that film converts, it sees infrared light, not the visible spectrum light, and so the images look surreal when you take them. Green, like leaves and stuff like that, turn white. The sky goes completely black. I've shown Dawn some pictures
That's
of.
really cool looking.
But you can convert on the standard cameras, digital cameras. They actually have a filter that removes all infrared light. They actually have an infrared filter that goes across that removes that light because it affects the recording of the image. They actually want to filter that out. Well, they will convert that. They actually remove that filter and put a filter that removes visible light, so you only get infrared light. And so it actually looks really, when you look through it, it looks red when you're looking through it because that's the filtering and stuff. But that's, I think, what I'm going to do with my old camera is actually, send it out and have that done. So, but I'm going to take it with me anyways. I won't have that done by the time I go to Death Valley, but that's my my next weekend field trip.
So, and some other Squeal Like a Pig is Melanie, Mad79, both wrapped both of us, black random active pattern on Tuesday. And she sent me her design, which is the Sweet Embrace Cow. So this would be perfect if you want to do a Valentine's gift because it's X's and O's. You can type in on Ravelry Melanie Douglas, or just go to Mad79 and you can click her patterns. It's just really cute. There's actually fiber that I'm wanting to spin for that.
X's and O's, huh?
Cool. And then she sent you Tofu the Gentle Dachshund by Rebecca Danger. Look how cute he is.
See, that'll be probably my first toy that I make, so I'm trying to learn the different...
The official knitting.
Yeah. Not my machine hot dog there. But yeah, so that'll probably be my first hand knitted toy because I'm trying to learn the different techniques. So I'm doing the lace stuff with the my current cow shawl thing that I'm making for you, and then I'll have to get some yarn for that and start working on my first toy. So thank you.
Thank you, Melanie.
Appreciate that. That'll be fun to knit up. So
yeah. So picking on the farm.
Picking on the farm. Okay. Well.
Back to you.
Yeah. Back to me again. I don't get me started because when I start talking, I can't shut up, which is kind of unusual because I'm a quiet person, if you can believe that. But anyway, so picking on the farm, the fact that I purchased new equipment, and I think someone else had asked me about selling equipment and stuff. I thought, I can talk a little bit about what to do with your old equipment if you're wanting to sell it. There's a couple options out there that you can do if you're looking to upgrade your camera and you want to sell the other one or just get rid of your old camera stuff. There's a couple ways that you could go about doing it, and I kind of have equated it with selling a used car. So if you have an old camera that you're trying to sell or get, you want to get rid of, upgrade, there's a couple different reasons why people are selling it. But, first step is figure out how much is it worth, because you can't base it on what you paid for it, unfortunately, because these are digital, they're electronic, the value goes down really quick. That is, the old days cameras didn't lose value like they did, and I talked about this before, but the new digital ones, because they're electronic and there's always new things coming out, bigger megapixels and more of this and more of that, the value on the old equipment goes down rather quickly. It doesn't hold value, so it's worthwhile to at least ballpark what your camera's worth, so that at least when you're trying to get rid of it, what is the going marketplace. And I think the best way to find a value in terms of what things are selling for, particularly the best database or source of information is eBay. eBay is a used marketplace for the used cameras. You can go in and you can search for your model and you're going to look at what has sold. Don't look at what people are asking. Look at what has sold, because that really is the gauge of the value, is what people are paying for it. And so that, it's kind of like cars. You can sell it to the dealer or trade it in for the dealer and you get, nothing at all for it, but it's easy to upgrade. And there's options like that. You could put it on consignment at a used car lot, and that's kind of like eBay because they're going to take a cut of the sale. Or you can try and sell it through classified ads, Craigslist online, or your local paper, but you still need to know where the value of the equipment is. And so eBay is a really good gauge to, you can kind of see the low end and the high end and what accessories, and it really is a good area to look for. Amazon, do not use Amazon to price your stuff, because Amazon on used equipment or equipment that's out of date, no longer discontinued, their pricing is so off never use Amazon for anything pricing for something that's not currently on the market, because I've seen people list stuff that sold new for about $50. They have it on there for $250 on Amazon because they're hoping the one guy that really needs it, and it doesn't matter what the cost, is going to go buy it from them for $250. I mean, it's ridiculous on the stuff that is discontinued on Amazon, and it just surprises me. And people use that as a gauge, and it's really not a good gauge, because that it goes back to this is the asking price. You can't see on Amazon what things have sold for. That's why eBay is really good, because you could see this is, you can actually go back and see what things have sold and how much they've sold for. So they kind of go back to, pricing your stuff. But there's, to equate it with like trading your car in at the dealership, there's some online photo shops that you can go to. There's your local camera stores that you can go to that may take your equipment in if it's something that they think they could resell. And so that's, depending on the desirability and the type of equipment, they may or may not take it. But you can price it. B&H Photo is a store that I've been using for almost 20 years online. They're in New York, but they're really good to deal with. They actually have an online thing that they'll tell you how much you can trade your equipment in if you want to use that to upgrade. So this is like your dealership thing. You can go and you can plug in your camera model, and they'll tell you how much they'll give you for it. The top end, and then you have to send it to them and they'll evaluate it and stuff. But that's probably the least amount you'll get for it, but it'll be easy if you're just trying to trade up. The other thing is, like I said, eBay. You can post things up on eBay, and you got a big marketplace because it's worldwide, and so you could sell your stuff there. You take some pictures and deal with that, but they're going to take a 9% cut, and then the PayPal will get 3%. So 12% of what you get for it is actually paid to PayPal and eBay. So you don't really get the full value of what you get, but you have a good marketplace to sell it. So you could put it there. The other thing is Craigslist. So you'd be dealing with mostly local people, but you'll have to deal with them face to face. And so some people, depending on where you live and that kind of thing, you may not want to do that, but you'll get everything that's paid for the camera goes to you. So that's probably where you actually ask a little more than what you could on eBay, and you may get it sold that way, and it depends on how quickly you're looking to sell it. But those are kind of the options you have with used equipment. So that's just kind of in a nutshell. You may already know all of this, but like I said, I think the biggest thing is pricing the equipment. Some people really miss the mark, and I see this all the time on Craigslist that people say, I paid $400 for this, so I'm going to ask $400, but they paid $400 4 years ago, and you go to eBay and the camera regularly sells on eBay for $75, and they're asking $400. And they list it there's a camera that I've been watching, it comes up every day, or they renew this ad. They keep asking $400, the going market is $75, and they've been listing it for a year now, and they leave the price the same. If you're not getting any hits on your ad, you might want to revisit the price you're asking, but you really need to know where the market is, because anybody who can find your ad on Craigslist can also go to eBay and look for the same camera, and they'll do everything that you should be doing up front with figuring out if what you're asking is truly what the market is. If you're asking $400 and they can go to eBay and they can have their choice of 25 other cameras all listed at $75, who's going to go pay $400 for a camera? So, and that's, like I said, if you're using online, you need to see what the online market is. And that, like I said, you can find anything on eBay, and that's a really good gauge of, if you're looking for a price on what things are going for, that's a good starting point. You can go up if your equipment is nicer or you have more accessories, but it's at least a good starting point to know where things are at. So that's my picking on the farm. So let me flick it back to you.
So in the arena, I already mentioned the Snuggle project that we're giving away prizes, and with the the knit along, crochet along, sew along with Sadie, Blue Ruin of the Yarnivore podcast. I keep seeing hair.
Oh, yeah.
Trouble
jumped on my lap.
And so I showed you the prizes. So come on, you guys, and enter. You have till the end of February. But, the more entries, the more chances to win these awesome prizes. So.
Yeah.
So I also want to mention I found a new podcast to me this week. And I did a major marathon because they have 22 episodes. And I went and I downloaded them all because we got more bandwidth.
Our DSL's working good.
And it is called Two Tangled Skeins. And that is with Jaded Knitter and Crafty Knitter and their pug Gadget, which is just the sweetest little pug. Which I'm a little partial to the pug because of Sadie. Yep. She's a mug, but she's part pug.
She looks pug.
Yeah. So they have a Ravelry group. I mentioned the 22 episodes, and they are so much fun to watch. And I think it's Jaded Knitter is doing. I told him about this shawl she's doing. It is like the epicness of epicness shawl. She's already done 8,500 yards on the shawl, and it's only like this much.
She's knitting with thread, basically.
No, she's knitting with nose hair.
Well,
I mean, it's
like spider web.
I mean,
knitting.
it is. It's. It's just. I mean, beyond words. I got hung up on that. Yeah. That's what I'm like. I was like, but they do all these different sweaters and, they both have done color affections and, that's just, I've got to do that. I mean, I have the pattern, I have the yarn, it's all ready to go in a bag. It's like, that needs to get done. I noticed Kat B913 of the Knit Nerd podcast, Kathy, she just got yarn for it. So maybe she can spur me on to, come on, let's...
Encouragement.
That's a movie.
Yeah, that's a movie line from...
Couples Therapy.
Couples Retreat.
Retreat.
Yeah. So
they're there for therapy.
Encouragement.
What does your shirt say? Because I know you're going to be asked.
Okay, it says, as seen in front of TV. So,
yeah, it was
for
a
those,
Christmas present.
Yeah, this is one of my t-shirts from Christmas.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And this is the Ripple Rock shawl that I'm wearing. Because I'm sure I'll forget to mention it. And I just finished this not too long ago. It's with Cakewalk Yarns, the Sincerest, and then the orange is the Podcast Junkie. Yep. So...
I have to wear my Bazinga shirt again and have Lauren wondering what the rest of the
she's
shirt
like,
is.
Stand up.
From my Big Bang Theory shirt, and then I'll just tease, with my... That was another Christmas t-shirt I got, so...
Mm-hmm. So
right.
I think that's about it.
I think so. I think you got rid of our button that was on the table, but...
Yeah.
So
it got mailed out this week.
That's right. We got to make some more.
Yeah.
But so if you're placing an order with us, you can ask in the comment area for a free video podcast Wolf Farm button for any paid order that we're shipping out. Just ask for that in the comment area, and we'll stick that in the package as it's going out. And don't forget, we got Torrential Rain on sale this month, 25% off. And I think that...
get your snuggles on.
Yeah, get cranking on the snuggles.
I want to see some entries. I know Amy Yes I Am is like... I think it was Amy Yes I Am. Now I'm going to... I think she's got 5 done. There was someone on Plurk that she just said number 5. Dang. Yeah. So, until next time.
Let's get cracking.
And hatch a knit. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.